get things started, we're talking CI, which is carbon intensity. Essentially, think of it as the carbon footprint per bushel or on the farm, and the carbon footprint of whatever that bushel turns into. So if it's going into fuel or going into animal production, whatever, the carbon footprint on the farm is part of the carbon footprint of the next thing in the supply chain, and just kind of part of the entire sustainability story. What's really prompting this is the 45Z tax credit. It was originally Inflation Reduction Act, turned big beautiful bill, and rewards decarbonizing transportation biofuels. The update on 45Z is basically the same as last week, right? Government is shut down, so we are sitting and waiting for progress to be made. I don't know what's going to happen with government being shut down. How long it's going to continue to be could be a while yet. Could open back up today. Who knows? But regardless, not a whole lot of progress being made in writing rules when the folks that are supposed to be writing the rules are mostly, furloughed and out of a job right now. Hopefully, it doesn't delay things too much, but uh, obviously, it's going to play a role and delay things for a little while. The original intent was, I was thinking we'd get some 45Z rules coming out of USDA maybe early November. Now, obviously, I think that's going to be delayed a little bit. Hopefully, still kind of right before holidays and all that, and especially thinking, federal government employees. A lot of them, leaving DC, going back home, or those kind of things. So hopefully they get stuff pushed out before some of their breaks, but kind of hard to tell. We know that there are some USDA and federal employees that are at work. So I just don't know if some of those that are still going to work, if they're have anything to do directly with 45Z or not. So mostly kind of sitting and waiting. So unfortunately, it's got things of course delayed, but hopefully not delayed by that terrible much. Again, what is supposed to come out from USDA is basically an update to the rules that they put out back in January. And those rules in January included a feedstock calculator, right? How to calculate the CI score of corn, soybeans, and other feedstocks, plus the MRV protocol to actually verify and track that CI and feedstock data. So it's the calculator and essentially the rules about how to use the calculator, how to track it, how to tie it in to biofuel production. So will give us a lot of clarity, but don't know exactly when it's going to come. I know some themes about what we're expecting. Expecting, of course, in that calculator, cover crops, reduced tillage, better fertilizer management, yield, manure. There's some, I know that there's manure being considered and being factored in to update a model, which is all good. So a lot of really good stuff. So I think it's moving in the right direction. But until the final version gets released here, hopefully yet, in another couple weeks, it's hard to know 100% for certain. But we know it's the intent of the administration to get this USDA rules and information published. Then the IRS will finalize their rules sometime, in early 2026, and we'll be ready to roll. So, hard to tell other than that. So, basically the same kind of concept as you're thinking about what should you be doing on the farm. It boils down to plant cover crop. If you're kind of on the fence, cover crop is definitely going to be a key practice, reducing tillage, optimizing fertilizer inputs and stuff. Those are the key things to be considering as you're going and working on 2026 crop here this fall, or making decisions for springtime. And then for 2025 crop, make sure that you're getting all that data put together. So as you're wrapping up things in the farm, out on the farm, make sure that you're getting all that data organized, getting it put together, having it cleaned up, ready to go. You can use topsoil, of course, to do that. Through our Topsoil Connect programs, $3 an acre will help you to get all that data organized, get it all in one cohesive spot so that it's ready to go. And then the other key thing we've been harping on a lot, but it's these R&D tax credits. I think it is a huge deal, and it's really important to look at it between now and tax filing, because only for this tax year you can look back to 2022 and reclaim old tax credits. And these credits can be banked and utilized in years to come. So if you don't have a big tax liability this year, that's okay. You can bank them, hold on to them for future years. Or if you do have big tax liability this year, here's tax credits, you can utilize them. These tax credits are there to offset your research and development efforts. So essentially, especially if you are experimenting with using cover crops, changing other practices and whatnot, some of those things could qualify as research and development. Doing these practices just for 45Z is still a risk. I think it's a calculated, smart risk to put your farm in best position to have a low CI score and be ready to go. But there's R&D credits that can help offset that risk. There's other cost share programs that can help offset that risk. A variety of things we can do to make sure that we're thinking holistically and putting the farm in the best financial position to succeed. So just a couple of key things there to be thinking about. We do have a new R&D calculator that we developed. It's free. You can go to our website, continuum.ag, and get that R&D calculator. It's really cool. Really, really cool. It's an Excel file that we built here internal based on our work with the CPA firm that we've partnered with. And you can basically plug in, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can plug in your expenses. You can plug in what of those expenses would be categorized as research and development, and it'll give you a calculation about what your potential return could be. And so just a cool tool to be sure to check out. And remember, research and development credits has nothing to do with carbon credits, has nothing to do directly with CI, doesn't even directly have to do with farming. R&D credits is a general accounting tax credit through the IRS, been around for a long time. It's just that the big beautiful bill fixed a couple provisions within it to make it a really sweet deal, sweet opportunity that I think a lot of farmers, basically every farmer, needs to be at least looking at the opportunity. It takes some work, right? It's paperwork. It's a tax accounting, tax filing concept. But the farmers that we've gotten included in the program so far, things are going really well. So I just want to make sure that as many farms as possible at least have considered the opportunity. And again, we got this free calculator that you can download and play around with it for your operation. If you think that there's an opportunity there, we're all for helping you out, working with you through Topsoil Connect and getting you connected with our CPA firm, with our partners there. So just trying to offset the risk, right? Things are tight. Things are going to continue to be tight. Luckily, some of the body prices got a little bit better here yesterday, but there's just not, I don't think there's going to be a lot of major change that happens here anytime soon regarding just base ag economy. So we got to kind of take matters into our own hands and scratch and claw and figure out every dollar that you can muster up, and just trying to help figure out how to do that for our own farm, trying to do that here at Continuum and pass along those opportunities to you all as well. There was definitely something else I was supposed to talk about today. Oh yeah. So, because other than that, not a whole lot of exciting new information, unfortunately. We'll, of course, keep everyone posted if things do change. But one exciting thing, getting a bunch of different webinars and events and whatnot put together here for this winter, right? So as things slow down out on the farm, we want to continue to bring you, as good of content as we can, and very much open to any suggestions and feedback. What guests should I have on, whether it be in a morning chit chat or in a full hour topsoil podcast. We do have a topsoil podcast coming up here pretty soon with my buddy Johnny Clemmy. Johnny is a land broker from Indiana. He's a partner in basically a land asset management, not asset management consulting company. They do farm appraisal and help with land sales and passing on land to the family farm. Johnny wrote a book here recently, and I read it. It's really good, really insightful about what to do if you are passing farmland on to the next generation, if you are the young person who's looking at inheriting farmland, just really thinking about things and trying to be smart, trying to be diligent about farmland. Obviously, for a lot of us, ag land is a huge asset for our families, and we need to make sure that we pass along in a really smart manner. Johnny's book does a really good job of laying out a couple real world stories and Johnny's kind of process and how he goes about farmland transition. So Johnny sent me a copy of the book. Like I said, we've been buddies for years and we've done different videos together and a variety of things. Johnny's got quite a bit of stuff going on social media. But anyway, read through the book, thought it was really good. I'm like, man, we gotta get more farmers thinking about this stuff and planning, for those future generations. So we got Johnny coming on a webinar here in a couple of weeks. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but for the first 100 farmers that sign up and want a copy of the book, we'll send you a copy of the book for free. It's a pretty sweet deal. So when you register for the webinar, you can plug in your shipping address and stuff and opt in to get a free copy of the book. So pretty cool deal that Johnny's partnering up, with us and with our folks. He wants to just try to educate as many folks as possible and obviously help be part of that journey. So it's a pretty cool deal. And I love that, a couple of the other guys that are involved and kind of wrote some of the testimonials and whatnot for the book are some of our good buddies, to the show and to Continuum, guys like Rick Clark and Jim Mosley, who are out there in Indiana, but guys that are right there in Johnny's neck of the woods that have worked with him in the past. And they've put their, kind of name and stamp behind the book, and happy to do so myself here as well. So anyway, that Johnny Clemmy webinar about farmland transition, really, really important webinar to be on. Probably one to make sure that you've got some of your other family members and whatnot on as well, whether it be the older generation or the incoming generation. Really important webinar that I think can help out a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to it. So other than that, unless there's any pressing questions, I'll let you all go for the day and keep this short and sweet. Got some interesting developments going on internally, just continuing to make a lot of good progress forward, ready for updates from the federal government whenever they happen. But in the short term, just trying to help make sure everybody's in position and ready to rock and roll. So with that, we'll keep things short and sweet here for this week. We'll catch you next week on the Topsoil Podcast. Watch our emails and watch our social and whatnot for some of these links, especially to get that R&D calculator and the download of that. It's totally free. Also, this webinar with Johnny, free. Just trying to help bring as many resources as we can to as many farmers as possible. So it's helping out my family farm. Hopefully it helps yours as well. And we'll keep in touch here. But have a great time. Hopefully everyone's enjoying finishing up harvest. We got done just the other day. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next Tuesday back here on the Chit Chat.